That's right. It's another late night, which means it's time for another reach into the Just Giglet grab bag. And tonight we're pulling out, oh, something political. Tonight, how fitting. Honeybees matter.
Oh God, right, Dragon. I'm glad you brought that up because it definitely struck my mind.
Yeah, I was just trying to be all sly about it, but like, hey, honeybees matter. That's what we're covering tonight.
All right, so yeah, folks. With Jess Giglet, you love them. I feel like they handle politics in a very delicate way, where it's like they're nudging towards it, they're winking towards it, but they don't outright kind of call anyone out. There's no mean spirits here on Just Giglet. And I feel like this sketch kind of reflects this. This sketch is kind of very much like Dragon. I call it a gentle explanation. You know what I mean? A gentle
Yeah.
explanation in comedic terms.
Uh,
so, yeah. In the wake of the insanity going on our television screens right now, let's talk about something a little bit more heartfelt, a little bit more wholesome, with Piper Henson explaining the blank lives matter of it all.
yes, yes. Begins with a B, but it's not the B you're thinking of.
Who's B? All right.
All the years of Bates Motel they
If
served
ever a
us
time
right.
for that to be I like
Who's B?
Who's B is a fun one.
You know,
That's
it's
a fun
funny.
one
I've,
to
I've been
bring
watching
back.
through Supernatural, and I saw her pop up really young.
Oh God.
Yeah, she
All
popped.
right.
Yeah, she kind of popped up. Anyway,
Fair enough.
all right. So this, of course, Honey's Matter. This was come. Sorry, this came from Just Giggle at Home, episode 4. Again, this is the penultimate sketch we have left to cover.
Yep. Yep. Unless
This was
Josh drops the Wiseaus on us.
true, true. Unless unless the YSOs drops, but outside of that penultimate sketch, at the very least, definitely penultimate anyway. Slice it for episode 4.
Uh huh.
All right, so this was written, directed, and edited by Piper Henson. And let's see, of course, we got a political satire. I believe I could be mixing this up with Josh Thomas's with his creating comedy streams because he took a week off, and I want to say this may have also been pushed back a week due to again kind of the satire subject matter at hand that was really going off in L.A. A lot of chaos going on up there.
Sure.
So of course, this is very much JGI Home has been kind of a platform for not only comedy but also some PSAs, and that definitely gets put into play here with some good old political satire. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. But before we do, just so we don't forget
Yes.
about it,
Yes.
tomorrow, tomorrow, Tiki and I we're going to be on Just Giggle It again.
Now, Dragon, it's 11 o'clock, right?
Yeah, it
Because
looks like
that's the
it. We're
time it's
doing 11.
scheduled.
Yeah, yeah, we're doing 11. Apparently, I don't know how it happened, but it happened. I'm not complaining about it though. I prefer 11 myself. So we're doing
I would
11.
too. I would too. Yeah. So let's do
Otherwise,
11.
it's 11. Well, I guess Pacific Standard would be 8 o'clock, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard, 11 o'clock Eastern, we're going to be back on Just Giggle talking about Harley Quinn, the other half that we didn't get to, episodes 7 to 13 of season 1. It was a lot of fun the first time, and it's going to be even more fun the second time.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right,
Can't
so
wait.
that's tomorrow, folks. So mark your calendars, be there. Say out in the comments. We're probably going to shout out a whole bunch of comments and questions and stuff and get sidetracked. It'll be fun. Okay.
Oh God. All right.
Okay, in all seriousness, okay, so let's talk about this very, very serious subject about honeybees. Okay, so we have Piper Henson in front of some shrubbery, protesting with her honeybees matter protest
Honeybees
sign.
matter. Honeybees matter.
I like her shirt, by the way. Her shirt is like it says be. It has a bee on it, but it says kind. So be
Oh
kind.
God. You know what, Dragon? If there was another person in this crowd, you know what shirt they should wear?
Rewind.
No, 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 no. Robin Williams is the genie in the bee form, just saying, "Be yourself."
Ah, nice. Yeah, you're right. It's good. It's good.
All right.
All right. Now you'll notice, of course, in addition to kind of like markings of the times and what JGI at Home has also been doing a lot of, the girls are wearing masks. Not necessarily wearing masks the way they should, but they're wearing masks.
Yeah, the masks are there. They're visually represented.
They are. They
We
are
could just
represented.
assume these two are familiar enough with each other to be comfortable without them. So.
Sure. I mean, I got to tell you, the way I think they shot this too, because you'll notice we kind of go from like kind of over the shoulder, like a little reverse shot where we see one of them in frame and then the other one in frame. And outside of like the shot before us and a little callback later on, I'd like to assume safely they're keeping those shots to a minimum.
Right.
The two of them are, kind of a little close together. But again, a lot of trust, a lot of friendship. I don't know. I mean, they're probably up to date. Anyway, so KME enters. Good old Katie Mary Garland. By the way, she wanted to get in on the Mulan thing, but she couldn't get there in time. Just want to mention that she got back to me finally. Says, "Oh, sorry, Katie, but here's
the debate."
Yeah, the debate. I wanted to get her on the panel of judges, but it didn't work out, folks.
There'll be other chances to get her on the debate, though.
There will one day, sometime, somewhere. Okay, anyway.
Oh God.
So
somewhere out there. It is Blue Temper, after all.
Yep. So KMG enters with a correction.
Whoa! All bee lives matter. What about all? Basically, she kind of lists off like honeybees. No, I'm sorry, like bumblebees. Sweat bees.
Yep. Okay. So of course we have the politically correct comedy really coming into fruition here. Of course they do. Just now, honeybees are dying in droves, and we should focus on what's happening to specifically honeybees and figure out how to stop it. Yep. The piano music starting. every little kind of beginning here. We kind of dip a little bit into the music until we get the big impassioned speech towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just really Piper Henson. I want to highlight. Usually, we highlight all sorts of stuff. Piper Henson because she's wonderful. But in this case, I really want to highlight. I think her writing is really on point this episode.
Okay, I guess sure. Her writing is definitely on point, but I also want to highlight another thing that we talked about recently with her, with the with the Beetlejuice Gina Davis of An All Dragon. This is a great monologue-centric sketch for her. You know what I mean?
It is.
Because KMG definitely is a good supporting player for her. But this sketch really, by all intents and purposes, is just kind of like a PSA monologue. And we don't really get that many sketches like that.
Absolutely.
So
again, it's also kind of a clever we're coding all of this within a clever environmental PSA as the wrapper to the issue at hand. The BLM of it all.
Right.
And we're using, and we're also kind of using the very meme-worthy B-movie point that now has accumulated so much relevancy because of the meme culture of B-movie, where B-movie had like the big third act kind of like environmental call out of like, man, we actually need bees more than you thought.
Sure.
That's again, a little bit of
so it's a clever it's a clever allegory. It's a good kind of it's a good kind of double meaning, if you will.
And exactly, and this is the highlight. I think the most genius part of this whole sketch, and it's the premise of it all, is that again, it's because it's bees, you can get away with it. There's no fear of detractors. At least the vast majority are like, okay, we're talking about bees, and of course, like a little bit of subtext there. We're not saying anything for or against. It's bees.
I mean, who's going to be against bees, Dragon?
Well, I mean, let's face it, you and I are probably going to be against bees, but you know what I mean.
Maybe people who are allergic to bees or have a terrifying fear of bees.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, definitely terrifying fear corner, but yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, it's like we're taking something mired to something that's kind of either universally mired or just kind of observed. Like, oh my God, it's bees. You're like, oh look, they made the pretty flowers. Like, oh my God,
not the bees.
Exactly. You're in the Nick Cage side of the equation.
God,
you're
what if Joshua Thomas was in this sketch and had a cameo, just like, oh God, not the bees, not the bees.
If there's a sequel drawing board or like a sequel kind of bulletin board of all like some idea cards pinned to a board, the revisiting of Honeybees Matter with Nick Cage.
Like them having to go up against like the ultimate bee detractor, which I think would be Nick Cage.
Imagine this. I mean, I know it takes some doing, but imagine Joshua Thomas' Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
In a bear suit as kind of a Smokey the Bear spokesman.
Oh God. Which would be topical given, California at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's a shit show, Dragon.
I know, but again, think about it though. It'd be a little doubled, and basically you could talk about a little bit of that through like the bee point again, through through Nick Cage.
Right, right.
But anyway, so let's see. KMG. She then basically
Delightful.
she's playing devil's advocate in the conversation here, basically saying, and again, this is where they're really being really smart with the coding here about the whole. Well, again, like why specify the one protesty subject? You know, like why just like the first letter of the arrangement, so to speak.
Uh-huh.
You know, in this case, saying, well, yeah, I mean, others matter, of course. Other causes also matter. The other minorities, as it would kind of also go to, is like, I mean, certainly other minorities that are getting the raw end of it too, versus kind of the one getting the FaceTime right now. It's just like, yeah, sure. I mean, what about the bumblebees? Oh, are they dying right now too? And of course, the point being this subtle thing, well, no, but they're also important. It's like, yeah,
Right, right, yeah.
like then of course Piper's going on to say,
So essentially, the moral of the story, Dragon, is that bees are dying. Honeybees specifically are the ones that are dying off the fastest. They are the
yes,
ones that are, that are in trouble, and the ones that need our help and need our attention right
they're important
now.
parts of the ecosystem. Yeah,
Exactly, exactly. And if bumblebees started dying on her doorstep, then she'd be out there right away with a bumblebees matter sign. I'm not doing it
exactly.
justice, but you get my point.
Sure, sure. Folks, in case any of you have not picked up on it by this point, Tiki and I are not Piper Hinson. We're not. We wish we could be, but we're
Wow!
not.
Spoiler alert!
I
Dragon,
know,
don't
I
give
know.
away the secret.
I hate to clip the wings. I really do.
This is the most shocking revelation since you told me that Larry David was Jewish on our Curb Your Enthusiasm podcast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure.
Anyways,
Anyway, so KMG here, she's going through like kind of the Ant-Man levels of classifications of bees, like the bumblebee and the sweat bees, and of course the sweat bees. I had no idea that was a thing, but
this is all
so
fun.
yeah. So we have like, oh, it's something. I love Piper's delivery. Oh, did something happen to those sweet little sweat bees too? So it's like, no, no, just don't forget about them. And again, this then leads to the impassioned plea. This is where we have the piano coming and everything. So it's like I'm not forgetting about any types of bees. Just they're all important. Just there's so many honeybees focusing. I want to get the scientists to do research how to save them.
Yeah.
Then we have like the graphic of the bee, like this creeped me out, obviously, even though it's
Oh, it
infinitely
did, man. It's bothersome.
because initially I thought it was
Gotta
going to
get
be
under the
like a
skin.
dark, I thought it was going to be like a dark punchline if it was going to do something bad to old Katie Mary
Uh,
Garland.
but no, the whole thing of it is like, yeah, look at the bees. Look how much we need them. Dragon, that's where we could have at least had like an "Oh God, not the bees" sound clip at least.
Yeah, yeah, maybe in the extended cut. I don't know.
Maybe.
All right, so if so of course, like if yeah, and then we have the whole bumblebees dropped on the doorstep. Then I'd have a sign for that too. Is NKMG saying, "Oh, I get it. So you're saying focus on now again, the big now of it all again.
Yeah.
The now bee problem, not that other bees don't deserve praise too. Right now, honeybees are dying most. So, of course, just that's what you're saying. Like now, she gets, and we hear the crowd cheering in the background. This is Milos doing the effects.
Oh, it's really good sound mixing on Milos's part. We should
Oh
definitely
yeah.
point that out. Yeah.
And again, broadly, the other big Politico of it all here, and again, the smart Politico, like good PSA sort of stuff is again, there's a PSA on timing and support, which is also another issue. It's kind of underreported with the whole thing. That that's I looked at we're scratching at the surface of of the root cause. Where again, the now that Katie's specifying here is like yes, people want results now, and of course that some people they get kind of mired. It's like why now? Why not then? And of course, we're looking towards the future. We're focusing on one thing now. We can't just fix the entire systemic problem overnight. We gotta start. We gotta baby step it, man. Anyway, so of course, like yes, okay. Can I? Can I help? Can I protest too? This is like all are welcome. Hands her a sign. Then, of course, as she begins, she then asks, "Wait, what are murder hornets?"
Fuck more murder hornets. Fuck those
Also,
guys.
little PSA on the other horrors of 2020, which is also pretty.
Which, by the way,
good.
Dragon, murder
hornets.
Murder hornets. Honestly, like Dragon, they seem quaint in comparison to some of the shit we've seen in 2020. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm still just hearing it. When I heard that, I was like, what? We're in like modern day locust territory now? What? I'm just worried about not seeing Black Widow. You're dropping this on me now?
Oh God! Right. Oh boy.
Flying emissaries of death? Anyway.
I don't think they really turned out to be much, Dragon. I don't think you have much to worry about.
I know, but the fact that they call them, I mean, the evolution from killer bees to murder hornets.
Oh, I know.
That's what I'm saying. How much more terrifying can you market something like that? Death in a new shell. Come soon.
Right.
Come one. Come all. Anyway, so KMG shoot testing, and then you have like kind of this. I gotta admit, there's this one bit I don't fully get. I think it was like an improvisation that kind of maintained itself. Where at the end she's beginning the protest, and Piper off to the side says, "Katie, this way." Just okay. She just kind of toddles off.
Okay, my impression of that is that Piper has enlisted someone else into the cause, and now she's following her lead.
I guess.
I know it's not strong, but that's all I got.
I'm just saying I don't have much either. That's why I'm open to suggestions. Yeah. It just feels like it feels very sketch comedy. It feels like, hey, we gotta get off stage right now, but no, you're not on stage right now. What are we doing?
Well, not even sketch comedy. It feels very improv comedy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It feels very, it feels very, rooted in that. But it's like, I mean, sure, but I mean, we're not quite on stage in front of a crowd right now.
Sure.
But anyway, it's a cutesy bit. I'll give it that. Like, oh, that Katie Garland, she likes doing the thing. Yeah, so final thoughts.
Final thoughts, Dragon. I got to admit, it's not one of my favorite Piper sketches of the JGI at Home run, but it's fun. It's got its moments, and it's definitely a nice, a nice kind of coded political message. It's good natured. It's a good natured political statement, which is rare to come by.
Yeah, especially tonight. So, so final thoughts from me.
Yeah, exactly. God.
Just sneaking a little shade of politics in there, but without taking any sides.
I'm just like, what the hell is going on? No, there's no sides to take, Dragon. It's just a shit show.
Yet another dog race. 2020, the year of the dog race, yet again. All right.
It's a giant future turd sandwich.
All right, so final thoughts for me. So again, this does have a lot of substance. It's clever, ha funny. It's a thinker, just not a ha funny. It again, I think this one definitely. I get a sense this one plays best in the entire packaging of JGI Home. Like this is like the political kind of aside that would go inside the JGI Home episode. It'd be be very welcome,
Sure.
All right. So again, folks, tomorrow, Wednesday, Harley Quinn talk, part 2, talking 7 through 13. Gonna be a lot of fun. And that is again, it's 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time and 11 o'clock Eastern. All right. That does this week in the penultimate installment of JGI Home episode 4. We're covering the HBO of it all, kids, next time, unless the YSOs drops.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.